I've spoken a lot about BALATRO in the last year, and if you're listening to this, you've probably heard a lot about waffle, or at least been present and tuned it out. But if for whatever reason you've stayed oblivious to BALATRO, it is a simple in-premise roguelike poker game. You are tasked with playing the best hands of poker that you can every round to earn enough points to beat the round, move on to the next, till you've beaten enough rounds to be declared win, Mr. Win. Every round you beat, you get the chance to augment your deck and your build with all manner of wonders. The cornerstone of BALATRO's versatility is in Joker cards, which give you every ability you can possibly imagine, from like point multipliers to upgrading certain hands or enhancing cards, eating cards, building multipliers, buffs, debuffs, rebuffs, duplicators, supplicators, reprobators, bananas, loads of stuff. And then you can also augment individual cards, all the different types of hands, the jokers themselves, just everything, all the tools you need to craft perfect build to take on, whatever run you're doing. Once you've cleared a run of 8 antes of 3 rounds each, you can then increase the stakes to make it harder. There are 8 different colours of stakes up to gold stake, and then there are 15 different decks to choose from, which all have slightly different rule sets to go with them. So that's 15 decks. What's 15 times 8? Just put that in post.
120.
Why not? And then there are
10 times 8 is 80. Yeah, 120.
There we go.
Quick maths.
15 times 8. Is that right? Yeah. All right. You can. Oh no, I edit this, don't I? I was going to say you can fix that in post.
Yeah, but I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are also 20 challenges to beat as well, as unlocking, all of the different jokers in the game, which all have individual conditions you need to meet to unlock them. That's the game. I mean, it sounds a bit baffling when I sort of list everything off there, but it's not. You can just start playing the game and it tells you all the information you need to start getting to grips with all the different systems. And the more you play, the more you'll get an idea of what sort of build you're after and how to start getting good combinations and synergies between your jokers and everything else. And it's just really, really, really fun. So much so that I put, 250 hours into it to beat all of the decks on gold stake difficulty, unlock all the jokers, and beat all the challenges, including the final jokerless challenge, which is very, very cool, even though it is very, very hard.
Yeah.
I just had a great time playing every minute of it, even when I was, losing runs, or I was restarting some of the harder runs over and over again until I got a favourable start to a run. It was just insanely satisfying to play. I had it installed on my Steam Deck and on my Mac, so I could basically play it constantly throughout the day. And just miraculously fun, and also just so brilliantly deep and complex for a game that is also so simple and approachable. It's honestly like the perfect roguelike for your brain. That's the only skill that it requires of you, is just to level up your brain. And then the game was so fun that a couple of months ago, when they released the game for mobile, I downloaded it through Apple Arcade and beat the entire game all over again, all stakes on all decks, all jokers and all challenges, probably another 200 hours. And I had a wonderful, wonderful time all over again.
For all the audio listeners, I've just spent that last 10 seconds just shaking my head.
So when I did my rundown of games completed earlier, it wasn't an error that BALATRO was in there twice. Absolute madness. I know.
Yeah.
I know. The developers have teased a proper expansion for the game coming in 2025, so that'll certainly open up the door all over again for me when that happens. But it's just such a triumph of vision and development, coupled with excellent audience feedback and balancing to get the game to feel, the perfect ratio between winnable and randomness. Honestly, there's nothing else like it. If you haven't played the game, or you don't think it sounds like something you'd like, you're wrong.